Okay, good morning, everyone. We are live. I'm handing over to Pranavi. Go ahead, Pranavi.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for joining today. We're very excited to put this on. My name is Pranavi Malipeddi. I'm serving as the youth chair for TTA this year, and I'll also be the moderator for today's webinar. Today, we have two guests joining us, Dr. Venkat Reddy from India, as well as Satyavartha Reddy, who is local to the US, and they will both bring both of their companies and their perspectives for our webinar today, and they'll introduce themselves a little bit later. First, I would like to introduce TTA, the Telangana Telugu Association. We would like to extend a heartfelt thank you for each and every one of you to be here today and a part of this meaningful session. TTA was founded by a group of like-minded individuals inspired and guided by the vision of Dr. Paila Madla Reddy Garu and the AC Council. And I would like to thank both them and the current president, Naveen Malipeddi Garu, for laying the foundation and taking this vision forward and giving us the opportunity to be here today. We would like to express sincere gratitude to also Kavita Aunty for helping me put this on, as well as everybody who did behind the scenes work to help us be here today. So TTA is an organization that works not only to blend our cultures together and bring a little bit of India here, but also to help out in India and highlight service and projects that way through India. So it's a really meaningful experience. And today being part of it a little bit through this SAT webinar. So I'm glad you guys are all here with us today. I hope you guys learn, very important stuff that is going to help you in your college journey as well as going forward. So I would like to give both of our speakers today a chance to introduce themselves as well as their guests. I would like to start with Dr. P.V. Reddy Venkatunko. If you want to share your screen and introduce Concept U and your mission and everyone you have with you today.
Yeah, good morning, all of you, and thank you very much, Pranavi and Kavita Reddy Garu, TTA Executive Director, as well as Naveen Reddy Garu, giving me this opportunity actually to present our, about the SAT preparation as well as our platform. Basically, it's a Concept U is a non-profit organization, basically to help the students to have more awareness on the SAT as well as all the subjects, not only SAT. This is almost 10 years platform, teaching thousands of students, including the SAT as well. SAT preparation also, SAT or ACT even. And I'll share my one second. Yeah. Just only 5 to 6 minutes about my platform. And you can see that I think, this is the Concept U. Basically, SAT preparation, we are only talking about the SAT preparation. Besides, we teach all the subjects go from grade 1 to the 12th class, even computer science subjects as well. So grade 1 to all the 12th class, including science, mathematics, languages, SAT, ACT, and even AP, physics, chemistry, all other subjects as well. So besides the SAT preparation. And we just want to, we are not only inventing SAT preparation, we are perfected, and we, we expect and teach the student to get the most better score. And we also know that what to study, when to study, how to prepare, and how to get the best score to get into the best colleges. And our motive is actually more passion, more support, offers best teachers per class to get a best score by our instructors. A customized plan with sticking to our technology teachers, strategies which help the students to be focused, and we need to work. We are working on the SAT preparation to improve the students much more better to get into best colleges. So Concept U actually, I think thousands of students, they've got the best scores with our teaching and the instructors teaching as well to boost key strategies to get them best scores and for admissions into the colleges as well. So we are guiding every step of the way. We have SAT preparation options for every student at any level. Actually, they're in the basic to the advanced level as well. To give a right format, right pathway for the best learning style, to provide best practice recommendations which are tailored to specific needs as well. So SAT concept to you platform, basically we have proven strategies, gaining more points, and a lot of students getting lots of best scores. And not only this SAT as well, even other subjects. And we pass the knowledge on the past strategies like answer elimination, passage mapping, more efficient way to answer the questions. So these are actually important key strategies where concept you is focusing on the students to get best score. We all expect students get more than 400 score. So to have to get the admission into the best colleges. So that's how we are focusing basically. We have two instructors actually in our platform right now. They have joined as well. One is Mrs. Sesi. She's been having 8 years of experience in English teaching, and she's specialized helping students to strengthen critical reading and writing skills while building confidence in exam strategies. Because we have seen lots of students actually been into the various colleges actually from our platform. And there's one more instructor, Mr. Lakshman. He's been having 20 years of experience in teaching mathematics. In SAT mathematics, probably 8 years experience. And sorry, 7 years of experience. And he's very good actually. He's helping students to build strong conceptual understanding and test ready confidence. His approach is basic, focusing on simplifying complex topics, strengthening problem solving techniques, and building smart test strategies that are consistently boost scores to get a best score actually. And he's been working a wide range of learners from foundation level to the high achievers, helping to reach their target score through structured guidance, targeted practice, and personalized feedback. So that's how the SAT English and SAT Mathematics. So these two instructors have been teaching on our platform. So any questions they can answer, and probably Pranavi is going to ask them. And over to you, Pranavi.
Okay, thank you, Uncle, for introducing Concept 2. We love the mission, and we're glad you can be here today, as well as Mrs. Shashi and your other guests. Satya, Uncle, do you want to take a minute to introduce your company as well?
Sure, Pranavi. First of all, thank you very much, to everyone of TTA who has given this opportunity to introduce myself about my SAT Academy, and as well as how I teach and prepare students to score high in their SAT prep. So, hi everyone, this is Satya Vedreddy, and I'm the founder of Satya SAT Prep. And my focus on SAT is very simple. It is completely the personalized and results-driven SAT and SAT preparation. And I have been teaching for last 10 years on SAT. And before that, I was teaching SAP, and before that, I was teaching SAS for the clinical programmers. And I've been living here in Charlotte, North Carolina for last 24 years. And then coming to my mission of preparing students for their SAT is very simple. As I said, like it is to help personalized, results-driven preparation, and that unlock their potential through strategic and then skill-based and as well as confidence building, for their test preparation. I have guided so many students so far, and they scored from their scores from, they improved their scores from anywhere from 150 to 300 points. And just 2 days ago, I did receive a text message from my previous batch student. He scored 800 out of 800 on SAT math. Okay, and he scored 740 in English. That's my updated score results from my previous batch students. And coming to my other testimonials are like, I mean, few of my students, they placed in Stanford University here in San Diego. And most of my students are in UNC Chapel Hill. All of you who are familiar with UNC Chapel Hill, they know like how difficult or how challenging it is to get into UNC Chapel Hill. Okay. Anyways, coming to my program, okay, it is completely driven into three phases, like preparation phase, practice phase, and then performance slash pacing phase. Okay, I wanted to share my screen quickly, okay, about my website and as well as my open session slide deck a little bit. Pranav, can I share it now?
Yes,
Okay,
Uncle. Should like.
it is, yeah. All right. Okay, can you all see my screen? Hope all of you. Okay, I will
Yeah.
go through real quick, okay, on this one. This is my regular agenda for the open sessions, that how I conduct these open sessions. It starts with the introduction. Okay, I'm the math instructor, Satya Reddy. I do have English instructor. Her name is Rosemary Schemer. And currently she is taking her class right now because my classes runs on weekends, both Saturdays and Sundays. So why we need this SAT? Okay, SAT stands for Scholastic Assessment Test, and it is one of the two college admission exams or the tests that require okay admission to these American universities. One is SAT and the second one is ACT. So I'll come to that one, the difference between these two also in a minute. I mean, while doing this session. Uh, and then why this SAT score is one of the top, or I mean, among the three to four factors are important. Number one is, okay, for all your students, okay, GPA or regular your academic GPA is very important. Number two is your SAT slash ACT score. Number three is your essay writing. And number four is the AP courses slash clubs that you are running in the school. So these are the major four factors that are very important for every student to get an admission into a good university. So this SAT score is don't neglect or ignore this SAT. The reason is based on your SAT score also. As I said, like I mean, little bit of all these three or four factors. They take like 25% from each of these factors, and they put you into different league to consider your application to get an admission into good university. So that's why SAT slash ACT are very important. Don't ignore or don't neglect those ones. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next slide. So SAT format, most of you might be knowing, but I mean, if you are not aware, okay, this is the latest and greatest SAT format. It is divided into two sections, reading and writing and math. So reading and writing, again, it is divided into two modules, module 1 and module 2, and same number of questions, both module 1 and module 2. Same thing, I mean, for math, it is module 1 and module 2, 22 questions each. Okay, this is the adaptive mode or the digital mode that they introduced last year. Until then, it was like a paper version. Okay, I'll go through this one while doing our discussion. These are the test dates. Okay, coming to my program, I wanted to give you this. This is what. Excuse me, if you are not speaking, then please put yourself on mute. All right, thank you. This is my program format. So the program schedule is both on Saturdays and Sundays, 9:30 to 12:45. And the program format is this one. It is divided into three phases, phase 1, 2, 3. Phase 1 is the preparation, phase 2 is practice plus review, and phase 3 is performance slash pacing. Each of these phases are 4 weeks each. Okay. And then the program highlights, okay, as I mentioned, this is again repetitive from the previous slide. Coming to my website, this is my website, okay, where you can get tons of information on SAT. Okay, this is my website. And once you get into the website, I wanted to give a quick demo how I designed this one. Okay, here you can see the complete material of each and every topic. So for math, I have divided this into 24 chapters, and each of this one, math is divided into three categories: easy, medium, and hard. So that means all the material that is required for a student is available here. That applies for both reading and writing also. That is here. Okay, it is divided into 10 chapters, and each of them, again, it is divided into this one. Then full length tests or the mark tests are available here. So this is a quick snapshot of my program. Okay. That's about myself. Pranavi, please go ahead. Sorry if I'm taking taking more
Uncle,
time
that's
here.
fine. That's fine. This is good
Yeah.
information.
Yeah. Thank you.
So in general, for everybody, we're planning on doing a good bit of topics today. We're going to do kind of what's changed with the SAT. We're going to do a general overview, but also, what's different about it now that we're doing the digital style, which Sati Uncle's kind of touched on a little bit. How students can thrive on the new SAT. So how can we use this to make our scores better? How can we, opportunities this? Our panelists are some of the most experienced SAT educators and curriculum designers, so we're very excited to have them here and share their perspectives.
I want to add one quick point, Pranavi, here. Sorry, I forgot to mention my English instructor, Rosemary Schemer. Okay, she has like more than 25 years of experience. She is just retired a few months ago, and she was working as a high school English teacher here in Charlotte. Okay.
That's amazing.
Pranavi, one small thing actually, just only. I just want to show my website actually, Concept U, where exactly we're supporting. Just only 1 minute to share Concept U.
Okay.
Probably after that you can take it.
That's good.
Yes. Are you able to see this? Yeah. This is my Concept U platform. Basically, I've been teaching not only SAT but other subjects as well, as I told you in the beginning. And you know, um, these are the subjects actually. As I told you in the beginning: artificial intelligence, data analytics, engineering, cloud computing, cyber security as well. All other computer related, maths, biology, physics, and computer science, SAT, MAC, MCAT, even other extracurricular activities as well. So these are, I just want to quickly show whoever, can access, they can access actually later with the Concept U platform. Thank you very much.
Sounds good. Okay, so general flow of events today, I'm gonna ask, some moderator questions in a very standard format, and then any other questions the audience has, any attendees has, please feel free to put them in the chat and we can get to them during our Q&A session at the end also. So this is just to kind of get us started, and in the meantime, you guys put any questions you have, and then Satya Uncle and Venkat Uncle, can you please also share your website links in the chat so that people have access to them as we talk as well?
I'll do that, yes.
Okay, so a couple of questions here, just overall general questions. Do you view the SAT as a skills test, a strategy test, or like a mix of both? And how does that change the way that you train your students? Satya Uncle, do you want to start us off on that one?
Right. Yeah. It is, I see SAT as a blend of both strategies and as well as the skills. Okay. Because you need to have, or the student should have a basic academic skills that are very important, okay, to attack these SAT/ACT exams. Okay. And with the proper skill is required. Proper skill in the sense like you need to prepare your student in such a way that they should get the answer as quickly as possible, because SAT and ACT are time-based exams, are time-bound exams. So you need to have that critical thinking. Okay, that just doesn't come just like that. You need to have a practice of it. At least, like, I mean, 3 to 4 months of practice is really required. Okay, with a good guidance. So that comes through the good instructors or the experienced instructors. plus the regular consistency is. Okay, so that's why it is a blend of both strategies and as well as skills, my point of view.
Okay, I agree. I think that's a very helpful place to start. Venkat Uncle, do you have anything to add on that? Okay. Next question. What misconceptions about the SAT do you find are the most damaging to students and their confidence and their approach to, study and prepare for this exam? What do you think hurts them the most? Anybody can take it. Whoever has a good.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so
I-
yeah, you'd like to
Shashi.
go ahead?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So most of the students have one kind of a myth that, to get a perfect score, they need to be genius, they should be very intelligent. But I think that is not the thing. It is more about like the constant practice. You need to recognize the pattern. You should have a very good, smart preparation and the brilliance and the strategies that you put in to get the answer quickly. So that actually helps them. Apart from that, I also feel like most of the students think that the more practice you do, you will get a better score. Like let me work on like 20 tests, 20 mock tests, and then I'll get good at it. It's more about working on the test at the same time, reviewing the mistakes, trying to understand where they went wrong, and hit that point where they are weak, and then strategically review their errors and then come with the strategy to improve those weak areas. That will actually help them rather than thinking like, okay, let me do 20 mock tests and then I'm good for the test. No, it's not like that. So review, going through their mistakes, understanding where they went wrong really helps. So I think these two are like, SAT myths that they have.
Right, and kind of a blanket
Yeah.
strategy. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, in my point of view, basically, like, see, what the misconception that students have is it cannot be studied for. And they think that, okay, they are going to travel this SAT for a lifelong. No, you don't need to travel with SAT for a lifelong. It is just like 3 to 6 months max. Once you are done with that, you're done. Okay, you don't have to look back. Once you get a good score, and then keep that good score in your bank account. Bank means like, I mean, your college board account. Okay, that way, like universities can pull that info. Okay, so you don't have to travel. So the misconception, what most of the students is, it cannot be studied for. Okay, but what my point of view is, it is like coachable and predictable, and the pattern is also repeated. Okay, when you look at the question papers of SAT, previous question papers, you can predict what kind of questions they are asking. So that's why it is a I mean, so don't keep that misconception of it is I mean, you cannot study for or you cannot prepare for. So my point is just, I mean, travel with SAT only for a few months in your life. That too only when you are in ninth to 12th, between ninth and 12th grades, just for a few months.
right. I think that's helpful. Another question for you guys. How have the test optional policies changed how the students are approaching test prep? So ever since the colleges have made it test optional, have you seen motivation or attitude changes? Have you seen, differences in how to prepare? Have you seen people care more or less? What is your experience with that?
Yes, yes. Shashi, can you please take it?
Yeah. So initially it was like a paper-based, and now they have moved it to a digital platform. So most of my students who worked on both, like there are students who actually gave the paper exam, and then when they were directed to the digital platform, they felt the digital was really good. And I think the inbuilt resources that they have, like to mark it for review or the calculator, they help them a lot. And at the same time, the duration is shorter when compared to the previous paper based. So I think the test paper or the digital test paper is better than the paper based one.
Okay.
Did I? Yeah.
Yeah. Satyanko, do you
Hi,
actually have
Pranavi.
anything about the sorry,
Yes.
go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, saying something, Pranavi?
I think somebody had something to say if I don't
This is Lakshman. I just wanted to answer related to math. Is my voice audible too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to add a few points on the question number two and question number question number 3 and question number 4. The misconceptions generally, the students who prepare for mathematics, so they only depend on digital calculator. They think that, most of the questions can be solved using the digital calculator, but it is not. So majorly of 25 to 30% of the questions can be solved with a digital calculator. And the student should have, the non-calculator skills, especially into geometry as well as into, advanced math. So that is one. And see, test optional policies, so the students, see, generally the students who are preparing for SAT, they would have covered with the Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and geometry, even pre-calculus. So only thing, we can easily understand by, the a mock test, and we would be able to, guide in what way, the students can be, reached out to solve the problems.
Okay. I think that's a great thought as well. So, were you going to say something?
Yes, Pranavi, if I understand your question of this one, like how have test optional policies changed how your students approach test prep, right? That's what the latest, I mean, the last
Yeah, that
question
was
that you posed. Yeah, I mean, during COVID, what happened, majority of the universities, because, I mean, most of the students were not able to go or attend the schools, right? So most of the universities, they made it as optional. SAT and ACT exams made it as optional, but I mean, it continued to majority of the students. Okay, so they ignored taking the SAT test that time, and though I was repeatedly telling them, okay, to take the test, okay, it will be helpful. But most of the students, they didn't listen, they didn't pay attention to that one. But when they were applying for the universities, still the universities were asking, hey, I mean, give me your college board account. Okay, so once you give your college board account, automatically they know, like, I mean, have you taken the test or not? If so, like, okay, this is your, I mean, scored like that. But okay, that was only for short period of time. They made it as optional, but it is not optional throughout. The reason is, even if it is optional, okay, my point is go for it and take the SAT/ACT test. The reason is, okay, these based on your test scores, the NMSQT, that is the scholarship benefits, will be very, very useful. Suppose if you score good score, like, I mean, as I said, like 2 3 minutes ago, like one of my student who scored 800 out of 800 in math. Okay, so I was encouraging him to appear for English one more time. He scored 740, but there is still a room of 60 more points, right? So I mean, once he scored that remaining 60 or whatever, above 740 in English also, he can apply for NMSQT scholarship programs. So that boosts up there. Okay, because once you get a scholarship in US is just nothing but getting a free ride, right? Instead of paying like thousands of dollars to the university, you don't have to pay that amount. Okay, it is like free education for you. So
Right.
that's my point is, like, yeah, don't take it easy. Okay, so most of the parents, they are still under the misconception of like it is going to be an optional test, but it is, my point is, like, it is not optional. Go for it and get a good score. And as
Right.
I said, like, you don't have to travel for a lifelong, just for through 3 4 months, that's it. Get a good score, forget about SAT. Yep.
Right. I think that's a benefit a lot of people forget or don't
Yep.
think really enough. Right. So one of the instructors had touched on the digital SAT as well. So I want to transition to that a little bit and talk about the new format and the new, um, style of SAT testing. From a prep standpoint, what is the biggest shift between the paper and the new digital version? How are you guys teaching differently? How are you prepping differently?
Can I do?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I? Okay. All right. Yeah. Earlier, like, I mean, until March or April of 2024, the SAT, you all know that. I mean, even Pranavi, you must have still remember that you took the paper version,
I
right?
did.
Until last year, it was, yeah, until last year, it was on the paper version. And it was too long, too lengthy. Lengthy means both ways. One is the number of questions, and as well as the time was also like 3 hours, 5 minutes, something. Okay. But now, after they went for a digital format, they reduced the time and they reduced number of questions, but they made it little challenging, okay, to the students. That is like adaptive mode. Adaptive mode is just nothing but it tells you based on the performance of module 1 and 2, right? I mean, as I said, like, okay, can I share my screen quickly here to share my format I wanted to tell you here. Okay, that way, like, audience can connect with this one. Uh, can you all see my screen? Hope all of you can see my screen. See, SAT section, reading and writing, RNW stands for reading and writing, module 1, and reading and writing, module 2. They made same number of questions, 27, 27, okay, for English. When it comes to math, it is 22, 22. Earlier, this was not the way. Earlier, it was completely different. Number of questions were different, and the usage of your calculator was different, and now it is completely different. And they made it adaptive. The definition of adaptive is performance of the module 1 decides the module 2 questions. Suppose if you perform 27 out of 27 questions correctly in module 1, then your module 2 is going to be little challenging for that student. Same thing that applies for math also. Okay, so basically what happened, your paper will be dynamically set based on the performance of your module 1. Okay, and number of questions they reduced, number one. And even when it comes to reading and writing, that is for English, the comprehension, okay, the passages were so lengthy earlier, like 350, I mean, 3-4 paragraphs you used to see. But now it is just like 4-5 lines of a simple paragraph, and you see like 1 or 2 questions just behind, I mean, below those, but that passage. Okay, and same thing that comes for math also. Number of questions they reduced, and it is like, I mean, more challenge in the way they think about the problem. Okay, so that's why that preparation is a little different, and you need to have that digital format, because it is a digital format. You need to get familiarized with the screen and everything. And in the latest one, they have provided the Desmos calculator. Okay, Desmos graphing calculator to the students. It is there in my website here. I mean, let me show you quickly. Can you all see my screen? Okay, when it go here, math. Okay, I just wanted to pick anything. Okay, so I put it in 2 modes here, practice and quiz mode. Okay, I'll put it in quiz mode, then you can see this one. I just wanted to navigate this one. So forget about this question, what exactly they are talking about the question. Our intention is here. You are seeing this timing or the timer, and beside that, there is a calculator. Beside that, there is a reference sheet. So this calculator, okay, tells you that this is the Desmos graphing calculator. So this is very helpful for the students. So earlier, there was like a calculator active and calculator inactive sections were there in math. But now, I mean, it is up to you whether to use the calculator or not to use the calculator. That's why I prepare my students, though the average time for each and every question in math, okay, for the SAT test is 1 minute 35 seconds. I prepare them to get an answer in 1 minute itself, because you need to put that buffer of 35 seconds for their anxiety, test anxiety, right? Because even now when we are appearing for these kind of meetings also, when so many audiences are looking at you, you should have, I mean, little bit of I mean, anxiety too, right? That applies to every student also when they go to their test center, when they are taking the test. So I keep some buffer for the test anxiety. That's why I prepare students to get an answer as quickly as possible, like within 1 minute. Just see the question, put the answer, see the question, okay, put the answer. Like that, your preparation should be. Okay, that is, so providing this Desmos graphing calculator is another new improvement in the digital format. And what I'm giving here for their practice, I'm showing this reference sheet also. This is the same reference sheet that is provided to the students when they are taking their SAT test. Okay, it is provided by the college board. I just mimic the same thing here in my website. That way, like, I mean, students get that familiarity during their preparation. Okay. All right. So those are the major points that I wanted to mention here about the new format of SAT, Pranavi. Yep.
Yeah, Pranvi. I would like to add a little more detail to what Sir just told us. So, when it comes to the reading and writing, there are about 27 questions with each module. So, if you talk about the first module or the module 1, the performance in the module 1 affects the module 2. So, if you're getting out of 27 questions, if you're getting 18 questions correct or more than 18 questions correct, then you will be directed to a harder module 2, which means the module 2 difficulty level would be hard. But then if you're getting 17 or less than 17 correct, it would be taking you to the easier section. And out of these 27 questions, there would be 2 questions which are called as experimental questions, which are actually not marked, even if you're getting it right or wrong. But then you do not know like where these 2 questions are in the entire 27 questions. So you need to make sure that you need to get at least more than 18 so that you're directed to the harder section and your score would be more than 600 for English.
So if you were to get some of those questions wrong and are directed to the easier module, does that automatically dampen your score as well?
Yes, it would be less than 600. So obviously you have missed lots of questions in the module 1.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so the adaptive format is a big change as well. So how does that influence pacing? I know Satyanko kind of touched on how he has his students practice for 1 minute. But does this influence? I know when I was taking the SAT, they taught us guessing strategies and, like elimination and all of the things to help us pick an answer quickly. So how does that mindset change for these students now?
So again, it again depends on teacher to teacher, and then they come up with different strategies. So most of the time, the strategy that I follow is like attempt the reading and the writing section differently. Like just go with the writing first, because writing section, though there are about 10 to 11 questions, you can finish them in 5 to 8 minutes. So that's the timeline that I give them. And there are certain questions which are on a difficult level, especially the graphic related questions, the cross-text connection questions, where the content that they need to read and the answer choices are comparatively lengthier, because of which the time consumption is more. So how to tackle those questions and how to tackle these kind of questions. There are different strategies for each type of question. So the first main focus is like focus on the module 1. You need to have your accuracy, make sure that you get your first module correct, and then you are directed to the difficult level. There you have to put in all your strategy to make sure that you pace your time, because the module is difficult, but it's the same time and same number of questions.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, the elimination method is the best method, and we do follow that.
That was always my favorite one.
Yes.
Okay. Some students say that digital SAT feels easier. Do you agree with that? Or is that just because it is, something that has more resources, is different format, it's just different, or is it really easier?
I feel like comparatively, when they compare it with the paper-based, yes, digital is very easy, because nowadays everybody is like so perfect with their computer skills, the keyboard skills in there. They actually don't want to write. And the other best benefit about digital is like the paragraphs are very small, so they don't get carried away with their thoughts. So as soon as they read the paragraph, they understand, okay, this is the paragraph and the question is based on that. Previously, when it was paper-based, the passage is more like 350 words, and then reading through the passage, and sometimes after reading the question, they go back and read the passage once again. So they waste a lot of time there. So here it is very easy. They try to understand. They also understand, like, okay, this is a subject that I'm not good with. So they skip it and then they come back. So mark the review, and then that makes it really easy for them. So even I agree that digital is really easy.
Satyanko, what do you think about that one? Do you agree?
Yes, I totally agree with that point of like, I mean, yes, it is comparatively the paper version, the digital version is really easy. Okay, but again, it is like, I mean, give students to add this multi-step thinking. Okay, when it comes to math, okay, it is multi-step thinking is really required under time pressure. Right? Because this SAT and ACT, as I just said, like, I mean, it is the time-bound exam. So you need to prepare yourself in such a way that to get an answer as quickly as possible by not putting a wrong answer, right? I mean, that is what accuracy is very, very important. Okay. So you need to focus on the accuracy, and then you need to trust your pacing also. So what I coach my students is to stay calm, okay, and then trust your pacing, and then focus on accuracy than speed. Okay, because there is no negative marking in SAT or ACT. Okay, so no need to worry, even if you do mistake, that's fine. Okay. But at least like out of 27 questions in English and to 22 questions in math, okay, try to get as much as you can. Okay, try to answer as much as you can. And focus is mainly on module one. Okay, because module two will be decided based on module one's performance. So that's why put complete focus on module one first and get as many questions as you can to get correctly. Okay, then module two will be automatically designed or set by the student by the test, whoever it is, college board or ACT. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so switching gears a little bit, I want to ask about the best prep strategies. So, how do you help students find the right balance? I feel like a lot of it is you have to understand content and learn content, and then also it's a very strategy-based test. The SAT always has been. So, how do you find a balance between those two concepts during your prep?
Well, what I can say is first they should have good academic skills. That's why I put my three phases. The first phase is preparation. Preparation means whatever the topics or the skills that are the strategies that are required for every student. Okay, whoever is appearing for these SAT/ACT exams, you need to have all the background first or the academic skills. Whatever you learn until ninth grade. Okay, all those topics only will be there in SAT. Okay, especially for math. I'm just talking about math. Even for English is regular reading. Okay, that is like your reading and reading comprehension that doesn't come just like that, right? Everything is, of course, even in math also, the regular practice is required. Okay, so my point is basically like you need to have that regular practice and then rely on these practice tests. So in my website I have put everything, the homework material, practice tests, mock tests, full length tests, everything is there. So that's why travel with me for like 3 to 4 months, you can see the difference of your test scores.
Gotcha. Okay, and then so this next question is one that everyone I feel like is always trying to crack. What would you say is an underrated skill that the top scorers consistently show or have, and how can other students try to develop it?
Sorry, could you repeat that question one more time, Pranavi?
Yeah, yeah. So the question is, what is a skill that the top scorers consistently have, right? So like the people who are making 15, 1600s consistently, what are they doing that everybody else is not? And what is a skill that they can develop as well?
Right. A few minutes ago, I did mention that repeated pattern, right? That pattern recognition is very important. It is not like just you're blindly preparing for, okay, hey, these are the topics and you just need to, prepare for these topics. No, you need to have a good practice. With practice, you come to know that, okay, there is some kind of a pattern is there. Okay. So once you pick that pattern are the traps that you can identify, because on SAT, what they do, they'll try to trap you basically. Like they'll give four options, A, B, C, D. Okay. Only one choice is correct, right? Not two or three or not all four, just only one. You need to pick that one. So as you mentioned, like eliminating process, okay, that does work all the time? Definitely not. Okay, so that eliminating process also, you should eliminate the question, answers in a more educated eliminated or educated elimination or guess. That's what I say. So that educated guess comes only with practice. So that practice and identifying the traps and then repeating pattern or pattern recognition. Okay, the person who is scoring 1600 out of 1600, the major difference is, if you notice, okay, they know what kind of pattern. Okay, they can easily identify or recognize the pattern of the questions. So that is the major difference between the top scorer or underrated scorer, I
Gotcha.
would say.
And so
Yeah.
what is the best way to develop that instinct or that pattern recognition? Is that just experience, or how do you generally see them develop that skill?
It is through practice. As I said, like, your academic skills are the skills that are required for SAT. Okay, get a good understanding and how to get the answer quickly. See, as I mentioned, as I'm mentioning repeatedly, this SAT and ACT exams are time-bound exams. Okay, so time-bound exams means it is like, every student can get the answer if you don't give any time limit for them, right? That is what your homework is. In the schools, they give the homework to you, and you spend hours together to complete your homework. Okay, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, just by listening music and a lot of other things doing. This also another extra step that you do, like completing the homework. But when it comes to SAT or ACT, it is a time-bound exam, so you need to have that ability to get the answer as quickly as you can. So that comes only with practice and then doing multiple different kind of questions repeatedly, just like 3, 4, 5 months. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we do is like I make sure that they attempt at least 2 or 3 marks, make a note of all the topics that they are going wrong, and then we'll try to revisit those topics, making sure that if the if there are any knowledge gaps, and then try to help them with that and help them with their pacing as well. And then in the third attempt, they have to practice on those questions where they are weak, and then go ahead with the third attempt and see if they are still missing on those topics once again. If they are missing on those topics, there is really something that we need to look into. If there is a quick growth there, which means that we were able to successfully target the problem there. It again comes like, sometimes what happens is like they make silly mistakes because they rush through the questions. As soon as they see the question, they feel like this is the right answer and they rush through it. So we generally instruct the students like there is a minimum amount of time that they need to spend, at least quickly look into those words that they need to look for, and then go ahead with the answer choice. That will really help them.
Right. That is a helpful thing. I think that was my biggest mistake when I took it. I still remember. Okay.
I would like to add a few more points to it. And when we conduct a mock test, we just see the average time of the student, and we also see like for each question how much amount of the time. We have an app. Our own app will give the how much time he's taking for each question. So we just see like based on the time, the area where we need to focus on, and we also see that the area where the student is strong. So we keep changes the action plan of the student because this is completely like one-on-one. Is my voice clear?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So we generally focus on one-on-one. Yeah. So
You can
we
speak,
divide
yes.
like the student is sorry. Can I proceed?
Yep.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
please go ahead. Yeah.
If the student is weak in advanced mathematics, so then we we plan the advanced mathematics classes, then again we do conduct the mock test. So we generally conduct like 10 mock tests from our end, and 4 to 6 from the college app, and the student would get the high of 200 to 300.
Gotcha. So by targeting the weak points. Okay. Another question. A lot of students kind of fall behind in their test prep because of school, because of other things. So sometimes they don't always have, a long prep time. Some of these students are trying to prepare in 1 month, 6 weeks, whatever they can. So how can they make the most of that limited prep time for those students specifically versus, the long coaching periods and such?
So basically, like your question is like, I mean, what if they have the shorter amount of time to prepare for these exams, right? Okay. So I suggest, like, I mean, they should focus on high yield areas. Where exactly? I mean, when it comes to English, okay, focus on grammar, vocabulary. Okay. Of course, I mean, these are the regular ones, but again, okay, you need to have that consistency in your preparation. Like at least like 15 minutes to 20 minutes, read a newspaper. Okay, because that newspaper covers almost every topic of for English, because English is a reading comprehension. You do not know what kind of topics they are going to ask, right? They give some small passage, like 5, 6 lines of passage or paragraph, right? So I mean, reading this consistently, the newspaper, that is the best way of preparing for SAT. Of course, I mean, I suggest New York Times. That is little high standard for the SAT students. Okay, but still, I recommend to go through that one. Okay, that's what for almost all my students, and I do have a cheat sheet of my regular, I mean, every week cheat sheet is there. Like I provide that cheat sheet to the students on the very first day. Like, okay, hey, I need to have the cheat sheet should be filled by you. Okay, every day. Okay, don't cheat me with that. Okay, they'll come at the last minute and they'll say like, okay, hey, I did this one, this one, this one. Monday through Friday, I give the homework to them. Okay, homework in the sense like it is yourself basically. Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, have you completed your reading or not? Okay, coming back to this 4 to 6 weeks of this one, yeah, focus on high yield areas, grammar and vocabulary. And same thing that applies for math also. Like wherever the weak points are there, okay, that one and gaps are there. And number two is take at least two tests, okay, two mock tests. That way, like, I mean, you come to know, like, I mean, you can improve your score. That's why I focus. I mean, if it is a shorter period of time you have, focus on improving your score as quickly as you can, okay, with the help or guidance of, I mean, the mentor. That mentor is really required. Okay.
Yeah, and the proper planning as well. And they need to
Of
stick to the
course, yes,
plan, yeah, and work accordingly. Review
yes,
all those mistakes that will actually help them to improve.
So the
yes,
biggest thing I feel like you guys have all said so far is the reviewing mistakes and targeting those specific.
Yes, yes.
Another big thing too. Okay. Okay, so a lot of students get test anxiety, and that's a very, real issue that I think a lot of people deal with nowadays. So how do you coach students to handle that pressure and that, doubting themselves and lagging in the test taking without taking away the time that they should be putting into the question?
yeah, of course. I mean, the test anxiety, as I mentioned few minutes ago, also that is very natural because we are all human beings and we do have, I mean, different levels of anxieties based on the situation. Okay, especially when we are students. Okay, and when it comes to a test, I mean, center or test mains, then immediately you have a little bit of test anxiety also will be there. So that's why, okay, don't, I mean, increase or don't don't get into the trap of that anxiety all the time. Okay, so get a good preparation, number one, by taking completing all the skills that are required, and also the taking multiple times of these mock tests, and then prepare yourself well, and then proper planning. Okay, and always focus on getting the accurate answers than focusing on speed. Okay, because the speed is more than enough, whatever they have given. Okay, 22 questions, you have like 30 to 35 minutes, I believe, for math, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 35 minutes, 22 questions in 35 minutes, and 27 questions in English, 32 minutes. So if you prepare well, okay, you can reduce or completely avoid that anxiety, okay, when you are taking the test.
Gotcha.
Also, providing them an environment of actual test will definitely help them. For example, making sure that they are in the same digital exam platform like our websites provide, that will actually help them to, combat the anxiety levels.
Yeah, I want to add that point here. Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
in my website, I do have that environment I'm already providing to the students while they are preparing or completing their homework material. Plus, when they are taking their mock tests, okay, they do have separate mock tests for English and separate mock tests for math, and they do have a complete full-length test. It is completely mimic of what you see the College Board SAT exam. It is the same thing, different questions, and the rest of the thing is completely same. Like as soon as you hit start, okay, then your module 1 of English starts, then immediately module 2, then with a 10-minute official break, then after that module 1 of math start, then module 2, like that. So when you prepare all these things in the digital mode or digital platform like this, so you are very much familiarize yourself with the screen also, or the interface, right? So you don't have to feel it is a new thing that you are looking just only on the exam day. No. So you prepared yourself well in advance.
Familiarity, right? Okay.
Familiarity, yeah.
Okay. And then so a lot of students, I think, especially ones who struggle with improving their score fast, tend to think that they're not good test takers or tend to, recognize that as an issue with themselves. So how do you adjust your approach for those students? How do you coach them differently?
what I do, I focus on consistently and small wins. Okay, so don't aim for like okay, very. I mean, first time or second time itself, try to score like 200 points. No, okay, because you need to pace little by little. Okay, like every time when you are taking, okay, get a good score of like I mean, suppose this time I scored only 500. Okay, in whatever, either English or math. Okay, and next time I wanted to improve like 520. Okay, because still that 20 is also an improvement, right, compared to your 500. Okay, so that way like you build the confidence in the students. That is the same concept, or that is the same way I developed my website also. Let me share quickly one more time my website, what I'm doing here. Where is this? Okay, uh, this one. Okay, see here what I'm providing to students. Okay, as I mentioned, okay, it is divided into math, reading, and full length test, right? So in math, I do have these three categories. Okay, this is chapter. Okay, for example, if I wanted to learn more, okay, about on some topic, for example, take circles. Okay, I have given what is the circle's property, circle properties. Then I have given a video lesson here. It plays like 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, whatever is required for me for SAT. That's it. I don't want to put hours together, right? Okay, this gives them, okay, hey, if I learn all these five important properties in circles, and if I go through this one, I'm good with attacking the questions that are appearing in on SAT. Next one is I have divided for this each and every topic. Okay, circle properties, you see like easy, medium, and hard. That means this is the homework material for them. Okay, I am a new student. I do not know anything about circles. Okay, I just came to you. Okay, I mean, I just joined, and I learned these skills are the properties that are required for circles. And what I recommend to that student is go to these easy questions first. How many easy questions are there? 24. How many medium are there? 24. How many hard are there? 24. 24 multiplied by 3, 72. So like that, for each and every topic, I have 74, 70 to 80 questions on an average. Okay, I am providing. And in that, easy means, okay, it is very easy. Okay, if that specific student complete all these easy questions, it boosts their confidence. Then he can move on to medium ones. Okay, once he complete all these medium questions correctly, then I ask them to go to hard ones. So this is how you can develop the confidence in the student. So that's my approach I'm following.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, just wanted to add a little more for what Sir has just said. So we try to constantly monitor the understanding levels of the student. We try to recognize where they are stuck, and then we try to adjust our strategies or the test taking strategies for each student. So we come up with different types of tips and tricks for them, just to make sure that they are understanding and they are not stuck, or they understand where they are weak and then work according to their weakness strategically, and that will actually help them too.
gotcha. Okay,
And
so watching the time. Oh, anything else to add?
yeah, I just want to add one more point here. So no pain, no gain. Okay, don't think that okay, you will score like 1600 out of 1600 just like that. You need to have or you need to go through some kind of pain. That pain is really required. Okay, so what my point is, yeah, no pain, no gain. So please, please, please travel this SAT for 3 to 4 months or 5 months and then get a good score. Forget about it. That's my point. So my caption is also there, right? Satya SAT Prep, it is aim high, reach high. So always aim high. So definitely you will reach high also.
I like that. It's a nice slogan. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I am watching time and we have about 30 more minutes. So I want to make sure there's a lot of questions in the chat. So I want to make sure we get to those. So in the meantime, I'm going to ask one or two more questions and give you guys time. If anybody has anything else to drop in there, feel free. Some more general questions really quick is how do I choose between the SAT and the ACT? That's something that we haven't really covered yet. Do you guys coach for both exams or just the one?
Well, yeah, I do teach both, but I focus mainly on SAT. I'll tell you the difference between SAT and ACT. Okay, ACT, okay, current SAT format is completely the digital format. And I am not sure as of today, like I mean, ACT, they are still in a plan of going for digital. Okay, I'm not 100% sure they started or not because most of my students, they did not take recently. Last month, they took ACT only. Okay, so I'm not sure about ACT whether they have gone to to digital format or not, but they are also in a plan of going for digital. And then second point is okay, ACT and ACT. Okay, SAT. In ACT, okay, I mean, when it comes to math, three topics are more what you see in regular SAT. Okay, so suppose if I have 10 topics in math on SAT, I do see 12 to 13 topics. Those are the only three major topics, that is mainly logarithms. Okay, and unit circles, the extension of unit circles you see on ACT. So that's it. Apart from that, the time is almost same. Okay, like each question 1 minute there on ACT. Here it is 1 minute 35 seconds. Okay, with the new pattern. Earlier this one also ACT also used to be same time. Okay, and when it comes to the paper three, or okay, that is the science exam or science test paper is the extra one that you see on ACT. Okay. And the point system is completely different. On SAT, it is 1600, and when it comes to ACT, it is 36 points. Okay. And then don't worry about these points or the scores. Okay. Again, to get an admission into a good university is completely based out of the other factors also, your academic GPA and your SAT or ACT scores, plus the extracurricular activities. So you don't remember, you don't believe that. I mean, I have a past student. She got an admission into Stanford. She scored ACT 34 points out of 36. Usually, if you don't have 36 out of 36, they don't even touch your application. All these Ivy Leagues and those kind of schools, they don't even touch. But she did a lot of extracurricular activities, the community services she did. Because of that, she got an admission into Stanford. Now, just, I mean, a few months ago, she is done with Stanford. She's undergraduate, graduate. I mean, she graduated from Stanford recently.
That's amazing.
Okay, so the main point is the difference between these two is that one. And when it comes to choosing which exam is, again, I say like it is students' discretion. So that's why I recommend them to take some practice questions in both ACT or SAT. Okay, that identifies or that tells you that okay, take this one either to take SAT or to take ACT.
Gotcha.
Yeah, adding to it, when it comes to SCT, it's more about like critical analysis, evidence-based reasoning, strategically moving your answers. But when it comes to SCT, it is more about like the direct knowledge that you apply. So it's very fast-paced. The number of questions are more, and it's just that if you have the knowledge, you can go ahead and attempt it. But when you come to a SCT, the passages are very, very critical. You need to apply your knowledge there, you need to apply a strategy there, and then break down into things that you can manage and then answer the questions. But ACT, it's very straightforward, it's direct knowledge.
Gotcha. And then what is the best way? I know a lot of students will make a big jump really quickly and then they kind of struggle to move their score after that. A lot of students like plateau at a certain score. What's the best way to overcome that and, really make sure you're getting to your full potential and, hitting as high as you can get?
It's again like consistency. Consistency always compounds. That means like consistency in your preparation is very important. Okay, so just keep like I mean 15 minutes or 20 minutes for reading. Okay, as I said, like I mean newspaper is the best guide for the English because that gives lot of that touches a lot of different areas. Okay, that consistency plays major role in scoring good score in the test. That boosts up their confidence too.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm pivoting to the questions in the chat. There's quite a few of them, but I also see people are answering their own questions, and everybody is jumping in to help answer each other's questions, but we'll still cover them. I want to start with, oh, okay. So a lot of these questions are specific to your programs. So I think the best way probably to do that is both of you jump in and answer. But they're asking how many practice tests do you provide and what is the price of your programs?
Yeah, for me, like, I mean, as I mentioned, okay, let me share quickly if, I mean, that way it is, they can connect easily. So that's the reason. Let me share my screen. And here, hope all of you can see my screen. Okay, so here you see here the third tab is full length test. Okay, once you click on that full length test, what it does is it takes you to this one, and here you see mock tests for math. 5 mock tests are there. It is just mimicking the same digital format what you see in the regular college board exam. The same thing for the mock test in English, 5 mock tests. And then I am giving 10 practice tests, full length tests. This is like, I mean, completely like reading module 1 through module 2 of math, complete exam. It is. Okay. So once you complete this one, I'm not giving just the test. I am tracking your performance also. I'm providing your performance. I'll tell you how. Well, okay, see here, you can track your performance. I'm taking an example of previous students here. Let me see if I still can access these students. Okay, go to full length test. Okay, see here, this is what exactly I'm providing. I'm taking this student. Okay, he took the test and he scored 1460 out of 1600. And this is what I'm providing. In reading and writing, he scored 720. And in math, he scored 740. Okay, and here you can see below the review of these questions also. Reading and writing module 1, reading and writing module 2, math module 1, math module 2. And for each and every question, I am providing the explanation also. Whether it is correct or not, I'm still providing the explanation here. See here, for example, for the first question, if you look at, okay, here you see the green tick mark, that means that question is correct. And here the 4 choices, and I'm giving the solution also like this. Solution explanation. Okay. So student, they don't feel like they are stuck in between. Once they have completed the test, okay, they can see their score immediately. And then they can go through, they can review these questions wherever they answered incorrectly. For example, this student, okay, made mistake here on 12th question. And here, this is what. Okay, for this question, 4 choices, 5, 6, 7, 8 are the choices, and he put answer choice as D, that is incorrect. Let us see what is the correct answer. So answer B is the correct answer for this question. And why it is correct? This is the explanation. And same thing I am providing for the English also. Okay, if you look at these ones, see here, medium it is. Okay, the speaker was known for the, blank of his speeches. So which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? Okay, once you click this drop down arrow, he put this one length. So that is not correct answer. So let's see what is this one. Brevity is the correct answer. Why it is correct? So it is explained here. That answer explanation or the solution explanation is also available to the students. So this complete feature I'm providing, okay, all these features I'm providing to the students. That way they can track their performance. Okay, like out of this, out of this full 10 full length tests, they can track their performance completely in each and every section where it went, where they went wrong. And see here, I'm dividing this one also like easy, medium, and hard. That means like out of easy questions 10, he corrected all 10 questions out of 10 questions correct. Okay, for medium, okay, 20 questions are medium and he corrected 15. So he incorrectly answered 5 questions. Same thing for the hard ones. That same thing applies for math also. Okay. So before I, okay, so this is to track their performance. That's what I wanted to mention.
Gotcha. And then concept you answer.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
we
we
do
have
is we
something.
we do
Yeah. Right. Yes, sir. Go
yeah,
ahead.
we can go ahead.
Yeah.
We do
So
conduct a 10 mock.
continue, sir.
We do conduct a 10 mark test and topic wise for English, we have like 33 topic wise test and 33 math topic wise test. So each one, like, if you take into math, like for example, data analysis, statistics, so that will be again divided into three level topic, like, topic test. If it is English, like, for boundaries, we have like test one, test two, test three. And apart from that, we do give them like a 200 to 200 questions as a practice session. They can even practice at home.
Okay. And then can both of you also explain what the pricing is like for your programs? There's a couple of questions on that.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm charging $1,800 for this entire program. Okay, as I mentioned, like, I mean, this is a three-phase program, that is preparation, practice, and performance/pacing. So I wanted to mention a point in the pacing or the performance. That is I mean, each phase runs for 4 weeks or 4 weekends, both on Saturday and Sunday. And when it comes to performance stage, okay, that is the last phase of my program, I conduct the test on Saturday. That is the full length test. I monitor the test and I conduct the test. And on Sunday, both myself and English instructor review the question paper that they have taken on Saturday. Okay, because those questions and those explanations are not available for them on Saturday. Okay, I'll provide them on Sunday. Okay, that way, like, I mean, it is kind of like, I mean, in that discussion or in that review session, okay, I go through again all the, I mean, wherever it is required, the tricks and tips that are required for the student. Okay, I teach them and I show them to get the answers as quickly as they can, and I try to fill the gap also, what they have.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, Pranavi, actually, for us, we charge around 1,500 because, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, that our concept is non-profit organization with a little margin. Actually, we provide the classes and we teach classes. So basically, that's the reason why we charge a little bit less of that. So, because including all the materials that we provide and teach, and as Lakshman has mentioned about it, that 33 plus 33 um, tests and 40 around 40 practice sessions as well. So 10 mock tests. So all of them together, I think probably we charge
About that.
1,500.
And then do you guys do group sessions or one-on-one tutoring? How does for both of your companies?
Mostly one-on-one sessions. Actually, if three, at least minimum should be around 4 to 5 students, then we can have a group sessions as well. Otherwise, one-to-one sessions.
And Satya Uncle, yours is primarily a group setting, right?
Yes, yes, it is a group setting, and I do have batches like every month, and a group of like, I mean, 10 students for me, and I do provide 6 months access to my website, and my website is providing almost 3,500 questions to the students. Okay, for their homework practice. As I mentioned, like, I mean, for math it is like 1,800, and for English around like 1,700 to 1,800, close to. Okay.
Right.
And on top of that, I do have practice tests. Like in my second phase, it is the practice test. That's what currently it is still, I mean, not yet completed. Okay. I am developing that one. The practice tests, 8 practice tests are available. Okay. In each practice test, 45 questions will be there. So the practice test, again, it is similar to what you guys have seen so far with the timer, with the reference sheet and the Desmos graphing calculator. So in each and every practice test, you see like 45 to 50 questions with a timer. Because in my second phase, that is the practice phase, students, they just, I mean, log into the portal and then I'll ask them to, hey, I mean, this is week 1 of practice. Okay, so start with practice 1. So it is a mixture of like all topics with the difficulty level of what you see on the SAT test. Exactly. Okay. So they are getting like 6 months of my website access plus 3,500 questions plus practice tests plus mock tests plus full length tests.
Gotcha.
Yes, Pranavi, one more thing to add actually that besides the practice tests and all, probably we can provide another 20 classes for next until the next SAT as well. In case if a student doesn't get a good score, probably we also provide more practice tests. And we all know that it's a 12 to 13 weeks program, 13 weeks program. Each, all the weekdays as well as weekends, we provide the classes as including the mathematics as well as English SAT on
Gotcha.
weekdays and weekends as well.
Okay.
Well, I want to add one more point here. I forgot to mention. It is like I am providing, like, I mean, after each class, what I do, I record the session. Okay, I record the session and I upload those recordings to the students onto my Google Drive. Okay, so for example, here you can see I upload immediately after the class. I upload those ones onto the Google Drive for their access. Okay, so can you see? This is my September SAT SAT September 2025 batch, and these are the recordings. So my class notes is available with dates. Okay, so the reason for this one is students can access these videos whenever they want. It is not like just attending the class after the class, because sometimes the student might miss because of other activities or students' health reasons. Okay, can't attend the class. So for them, I'm not missing them. That's the reason I'm uploading all my classes onto the Google Drive here for their access. Those, I mean, students, they can access these classes anytime they want. Even after completing the batch also, they can still access these ones. So it is kind of like the permanent this one. Plus, as I mentioned, I am providing 6 months of access to the students of my website. Okay, this website is available for 6 months. Yep.
Right. So both programs have resources available outside of just the classes as well. Okay.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
And so
yeah.
for all of the audience and for anybody who's interested in the programs, the websites.
There's one more thing to add, Pranavi, that from our website, basically we record also as well. We record and we also make the students to download, and they can also have access for almost 6 months free. And if some student doesn't get any score, best score otherwise, we also give free classes, 20 more free classes until the SAT test. They can also have access from our website as well as video links. So they can
Got
also download as well.
Okay.
Usually, an email will be directly sent to the parent as soon as the class is done. So it's like the recording is actually sent.
Oh, with the recording. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Gotcha. So those are both very helpful features, I think, very similar. Some more questions are about back to the SAT itself. It looks like some people are wondering when they should start preparing. So we have a lot of younger audience today. I think it sounds like there's a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and they're wondering what is the correct timeline for them to start preparing and when should they start thinking about this?
Yeah, in reality, actually, there is no, I mean, time like exactly when to appear. But when it comes to like, I mean, I suggest like wait until you complete your ninth grade. The main reason for that is, okay, whatever the topics or the skills that are required for SAT, okay, in your school, they will be completing all these by ninth grade. So that's why after ninth grade, summer vacation is the best time to appear for the SAT. Or before you get into 11th grade, try to complete, because once you are in 11th grade, you will have like, I mean, 10th and mid of 10th and 11th grades, you will have tons of other activities like AP courses. You cannot, I mean, avoid those AP courses because you need to maintain a GPA. Okay, so balancing is is going to be a challenging one. That's why I suggest to take the test during your or after completing your ninth grade. That summer vacation is the best time. Okay, to appear, I mean, to prepare, start preparing for the SAT.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And then another question is, are there negative impacts if you take the SAT multiple times? So how many times is it recommended to be taken?
There
And
there is no, negative impact on number of attempts to take the test. Okay, but one thing I can say that there is a term called super score. Super score in the sense like, okay, I appeared the test on attempt one. Okay, attempt one. Sometime in August, I have taken the test. And when I saw my scores, hey, I just received 750 in English and 700 in math. Okay. For me, like maybe I'm expecting more than that, right? So I'll try to attempt the test one more time. In September, again, I have taken the test. Okay. Then I see some kind of an improvement in math. Now the math is 780 I received. Okay. And English, 700 this time. So comparing those two, number of times, like, I mean, best of these two is what? In test one, I scored high in English, and test two, I scored math high, right? So universities, they pull that information. That is the best of these two. Okay. So suppose if a student has taken the test in multiple times, more than two, that is 3, 4, 5 times, it doesn't matter. But out of all these tests, which one is the best score you received in that specific topic? Like for English, okay, you scored 780 in one of all these five tests. They consider that score. Same thing applies for math also, and there is no negative impact on number of attempts. But my suggestion is not more than two or maximum three times, because you need to spend amount of time. Okay, effort is required, and on top of that, you need to balance your regular schoolwork. Okay, other activities. So when you are preparing for SAT, you need to set a room for like at least 3 months every day. Like that, consistency is important. Okay. So to maintain that consistency, you need to have like, less time for other activities, right? So that's why not more than two or three times. Anyway, you have the best of these attempts, right? That is the super score. That
right.
option is there. So why don't you use that opportunity of considering that point of super score?
So you recommend that students prepare heavily for one subject and then
Exactly. Exactly. That's what my point is. Like, I mean, heavily, suppose if I'm good at math, okay, then what I do, let me focus math completely on first attempt. And I'll try to score 800 out of 800. Forget about math as when I'm appearing for second time. That time I'll just focus on English. That's it. And try to score as much as I can in English, second attempt. So
gotcha.
that way, like, I won't be, stressing myself, right? I mean, I don't have to put more pressure on me when I'm appearing for this test or preparing for the test.
Right. Okay. And then I want to add on here also, this whole recording has been uploaded on YouTube. So if you go to the TTA YouTube page, you'll find both the live link as well as the recording afterwards. And you guys will be able to.
One point I wanted to add here, the final point, let me share my screen here quickly and go to my website here. Okay, so this is my website, Satya SAT Prep. Once you go here, if you are interested, okay, what you can do, you click on this contact us. So for every batch, what I do before I kick off my new batch, I'll conduct a diagnostic test. That diagnostic test is also available on my website. Okay, once you show that, see, this is what diagnostic test. So this is a free test you can appear for. If you're interested, you just call me or let me know your details. I will send you the link for the diagnostic test. And that diagnostic test will show you the results like this. Whatever the scores that you scored, okay, you can track your info like this, your test score in the diagnostic test. Okay. And as I mentioned, like, if you want to contact me, just click on here, contact us, and I'll receive an email from you. Okay.
And
That's
Venkat,
all.
is also the best way to contact Concept U through the website.
Exactly, Pranavi. And we can so open our website. Probably I'll just share 1 minute.
And a couple more questions while you do that from the audience. So there's a couple of medical students.
You can see the website. You can see the number over here on the top. Probably we can also have. They can also WhatsApp, and they can also mail me as well on the website. So probably we can reach them. And whatever questions they have, we can solve that really.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, summary, best ways to contact are through the website. The YouTube link is, once again, I've just pasted it in the chat. So if anybody wants to go back over this information or look at some of the accesses, it's in there for you. A couple of other questions from the audience. I want to make sure I'm hitting all of them. There's a couple of aspiring medical students, it looks like, and they're wondering, is the SAT still relevant for them? And what, I guess, do you have any advice specifically for medical?
Yeah, it is SAT is not for the see in US it is the medical program is like you need to first complete the basic 4 year undergrad program. After that only you can get into medical program. So to we are just talking about the undergrad program. Okay, to get an admission into the undergrad program here. So for that, yes, SAT or ACT are required.
Very much
I
just.
mean, to get an admission into best universities or good universities. Okay. There are some colleges where they don't consider the SAT or ACT. Okay, you still have an option to go. Okay, but we are considering, or we are just talking about the universities where they consider SAT scores or ACT scores.
Yeah, so usually for undergrads, it's like SAT or ACT. But if you're talking about medical college admission, then it is MCAT.
Yeah, that is during their undergrad, they
Yeah,
should write this MCAT program,
yes.
MCAT test, and then that is different story. That is another
Yeah,
big
yes,
story.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Right. So, Shruti, I don't know if that answers your question, but if you have anything more specific, feel free to drop it down and we can try and tackle that better. Okay. And then, Uncle, you said that you recommend for students after their ninth grade to start taking actual preparation. One of the students is wondering, what should you be doing as a ninth grader to help
What
prepare?
should you be doing as a ninth grader? Sorry, I didn't follow the question correctly.
For a student in ninth grade, what is the best way to set yourself up for success, right? Like, what can you do early that helps you later on?
The reason why I said ninth or after completing ninth is in your schools, they conduct the pre-ACT or pre-ACT tests. So that tells you that where exactly you stand, right? So it is more or less whatever the score that you receive in pre-SAT or pre-ACT scores, it is just reflects the same score in your actual SAT or ACT test. So my point is like, okay, even if you are interested and if you think that you are really super good in the topics that are required for SAT or ACT, then as I said, like I know like I mean few of my friends' kids they wrote the exam when they were in seventh grade or eighth grade also. Even my daughter, the young elder daughter, she wrote the exam when she was in seventh grade. We were telling that, okay, hey, this is not the time for you to write the exam. But she was insisting us. I said, like, okay, when I inquired like a couple of years ago, 8, 9, 10 years ago, okay, I saw that, okay, there is no age limit. I mean, not age limit. There is no, I mean, you can take the test in any grade you are. But my suggestion is like I mean, go with the normal pace that is required. Okay, don't push yourself. That's my advice. But if you still insist to take the test, okay, I can help you. Please connect me offline. Whoever is asking that question, and then I provided my number also on the chat box here in the chat window. If you want to contact me through my mobile, if not through website.
Just going through to make sure. When a couple of the people are asking if there's any discount for TTA members, what do you guys want to say about that?
We can discuss that one. Like, I mean, once they connect, I mean, that's my point is, yeah.
Reach
Yes.
out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's all I have. If you guys have any other questions last minute, feel free to drop them in the chat, but I think everything is answered. I want to take some time to thank you, Satya Uncle and Venkat Uncle, as well as, both all of the staff, Concept U staff that's joined us today. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to be here. It was very
Sure,
helpful,
sure.
I think.
Sure,
Thank
Pranavi.
you.
Thank you very much. And thanks for I mean, having this session with myself and PV Reddy Garu. And thank you, every one of TTA members here, Kavita Garu, and I don't know the names, but yeah, mainly I see Kavita Garu and yeah, all other TTA members who are all there in this meeting here. thank you very much for giving me this opportunity here today
Right,
to
and I want to thank TTA leadership for helping us put this event on. They, helped very much behind the scenes.
Pranavi, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, TTA, and thank you very much for Pranavi and who else is there actually? Yes, and even Naveen Pedireddy garu, Satya garu, and other Lakshman garu, Sasi garu, and other TTA parents as well as students as well.
Yeah.
Thank you very
I
much.
forgot Naveen actually. He's there here. Pranavi, Naveen is here.
No, Satya uncle, he couldn't make it today.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Yeah. First of all, yeah, thanks to all TTA's leadership team here. Okay,
All right.
thank you very much.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks everybody for joining. I hope you guys got some
All right.
information.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
everyone.
much.
Thank you, both the institutions.
And Kavita Reddy garu, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you so much for all the insight and hope this session is helpful for all our TTA families to get signed up for all SAT and ACT courses. Thank you so much, Pranavi, for moderating the event, and it was very, very useful. As a parent, I can tell. Yes. Thank you.
Appreciate your guidance.
Thank you. I'm going to stop recording now.
Thank you.